Hey folks, I am Anand and welcome to MaverickEduCor, your one-stop solution for everything related to PTE. We at MaverickEduCor offer individual attention with one-on-one classes to score that 79 plus in your exam. For folks who have not achieved your dream score, we offer free consultation services to evaluate your skills and share meaningful insights. Make sure to contact us on the WhatsApp number or on the email ID mentioned right below. Without a further ado, let's go ahead and see today's video. In today's video, let's discuss more details on essay writing, which is part of your writing module. It is one of the important questions, but the most important questions are write from dictation, reading and writing fill in the blanks, and third is your essay writing in terms of marks for your writing module questions. Moving ahead, let's understand what needs to be done at a very basic level for your essay writing. PTE says that you need to write a 200 to 300 word essay on a given topic or on a given situation. Next, you will get about 1 or 2 questions in your exam to write essays upon. Overall time is 20 minutes. For example, if you get 1 question, you will get 20 minutes. If you get 2 questions, you will get 20 minutes each for both of the questions. Overall, 40 minutes will be given for your essay writing. Now, let's look at a representational image for essay writing. You can clearly see over here, PTE is presenting you a topic. You will have to come up with a response of 200 to 300 words in each essay. If you write less than 200 words, or more than 300 words, PTE will not consider that response. The overall time allotted for each essay question is 20 minutes. That is for understanding the essay topic, generating ideas, writing the essay, and proofreading. All of this combined, you will have to consume only 20 minutes. Once you complete all of these and finish your essay, go ahead and click next for the next question type in your exam. One pro tip to offer over here is, once you click next, you will get the reading module questions. Be prepared for those. Now let's look at the skills assessed by PTE. PTE assesses all of these skills in your essay writing questions. Starting with content, it allots about 0 to 3 marks, meaning whether you are writing about the topic given by PTE. If you are deviating from it, it will not allot you marks. On the other hand, form. Remember, I had told you about 200 to 300 words, correct? So if you write less than 200 or more than 300, PTE will not consider your essay response at all. Development, structure, and coherence. Stay tuned for more details in this video itself. Next, coming to grammar. PTE will assess whether you are constructing grammatically correct sentences with proper punctuations. General linguistic range. It means whether you are using a complex sentence, a compound sentence, or a complex compound sentence. It depends on the type of sentences that you write as a response. Next, coming to vocabulary. PTE will check whether the words that you are using, does it convey the right meaning given about the topic itself. That is what PTE is estimating about vocabulary. Lastly, spellings. If you write incorrect spellings, PTE will start decreasing marks drastically. So make sure to type correct spellings in your essay. Last but not the least, overall if you see, you will get about 12 to 15 marks for your writing module only for essay question. Moving ahead, let's understand the do's for your essay writing question. First and foremost, you need to read and understand the topic given by PTE to generate effective ideas. Then you need to come up with a structured response in your writing. That is where you will gain maximum amount of marks if you generate effective ideas to form a structured essay. Next, PTE will give you some general type of essay topics, starting with argumentative. Here in this particular type of essay, your ideas will completely differ from the given topic. So generate ideas accordingly. Next is discussion type. You will have to discuss more points about the given topic. Problem solution. PTE will present you a problem in the topic. You will have to come up with some solutions in your essay. Last but not the least, opinion type. PTE will ask you to come up with some opinions about a given topic. It could be a pro, or it could be a con, or it could be a mix of both pro and con. Let it be any type of essay. effective idea generation with constructing a proper grammatically correct structured essay is important to score maximum amount of marks. Next, remember this always. You need to write down grammatically correct sentences. To name a few, you need to come up with proper punctuations, articles, prepositions, conjunctions, let it be, subordinating or coordinating with proper vocabulary. So these, if you can maintain all of these things, you can structure a grammatically correct sentence. Moving ahead, you need to use simple words to avoid spelling errors. If you use complex words or jargons, you may end up conveying a different meaning or make spelling errors while writing down that word. So never do this mistake. Next, use a mix of simple, complex and compound type of sentences. If you use these type of sentences, then PTE will award you maximum amount of marks. Next, always spare about 5 to 6 minutes to proofread your response. PTE is giving you 20 minutes of time for each question in your essay. In those 20 minutes, take aside about 5 to 6 minutes without missing to proofread your entire essay, word by word, punctuation by punctuation, preposition by preposition, articles, and vocabulary, and for spellings. Never miss this. If you miss this, then you may end up getting less marks in your essay. Next, you need to write about 230 to 270 words to come up with a proper structured essay. If you write less than 200 words or more than 300 words, PTE will not consider. So the ideal number to write the essay is between 230 to 270 words. Last but not the least, you will get 20 minutes for each essay question in your exam. It will not affect your overall time. Remember this. On the other hand, this 20 minutes has to be utilized to read the topic, to generate effective ideas, write the essay, and last but not the least, you need to proofread your essay for all of the errors if you commit while writing the essay. Now, these are all the do's for your essay writing question. Moving ahead, let's look at the don'ts for your essay writing question. First and foremost, avoid writing less than 200 words or more than 300 words. PTE will not consider that particular response. Instead, for an ideal response, write anywhere between 230 to 270 words in your essay. Next, you need to avoid doing these mistakes, especially writing incorrect spellings. PTE will start reducing marks drastically if you do mistakes while writing those spellings. Next, coming to punctuations, conjunctions, prepositions, and vocabulary. If you do mistakes over here, you will not be in a position to construct grammatically correct sentences, and PTE will start reducing marks drastically. Next, using a big template with just few keywords about the topic will result in very low scores. Meaning, you will write very less keywords about the topic and you will write a big template where PTE can easily recognize and start awarding you very less marks. Do not deviate from the main idea that you have generated or introduced in the topic. If you do this mistake, PTE software is much more capable of identifying this mistake and it will think you are completely deviating from the topic and your response would be incorrect. That is what PTE software will think. So never deviate from your main idea and give proper examples as well to structure your essay properly. Last but not the least, arriving at a logical summary is not mandatory always. Reason being, PTE is a software. It is not a human to evaluate with all the emotions. So basically, you need to stick to the idea that you have generated by constructing a grammatically correct sentence. Only then PTE will award you maximum amount of marks. So these are all the don'ts for your essay writing question. Alright folks, now that you've understood the do's and the don'ts, let's look at the method which is required at a very bare minimum level to construct grammatically correct sentences. You would need to write simple sentences, compound sentences, and complex sentences to complete the essay. Now, let's understand what a simple sentence means. It means a sentence that has a subject and a verb with an independent clause. Now, what is an independent clause? It means It gives the entire meaning of what the subject is doing, what the subject is performing as an action. Now let's look at an example over here. Anant is singing a song. Here, Anant becomes the subject, singing becomes the verb, song becomes the noun, and as per usage of this sentence, French becomes the adjective. So here, Anant is singing a song. It means subject, Anant is singing a song. It gives the entire meaning of what Anant is doing. Now, this is how a simple sentence is constructed. Moving ahead, let's understand what a compound sentence is all about. It means a sentence that has at least two independent clauses joined by a coordinating conjunction, which is nothing but fanboys. Now, what is two independent clauses? Let's understand by an example and then come back and understand more details about it. Now, Anant is singing a friend's song and he is enjoying all the notes in the song. Now, what is the coordinating conjunction over here, which is nothing but and is the coordinating conjunction over here. Okay, next. Anant is singing a friend's song can be a simple sentence, whereas he is enjoying all the notes in the song can also be another simple sentence, meaning they are two independent clauses. Okay, they can stand alone as two independent clauses. Now that is what the definition also says, at least two independent clauses. So join them with a coordinating conjunction, construct a compound sentence. Last but not the least, let's understand what a complex sentence is all about. It means a sentence is constructed using a dependent clause and one independent clause combined using a subordinating conjunction. Subordinating conjunctions can be even though, although, therefore, hence, before, after. All of these are subordinating conjunctions. Now let's see an example for complex sentence. Here I've written a sentence such as, although Anant enjoyed singing the entire song, he failed to understand the meaning. Here, what is a dependent clause? What is the independent clause? The first half of the sentence is a dependent clause. If I only stop the sentence here, okay, although Anant enjoyed singing the entire song, it is not conveying the entire meaning. So it is dependent on this independent clause. Okay, it is dependent on this independent clause, which is nothing but he failed to understand the meaning. It has to convey the entire meaning when you use a subordinating conjunction. Now, if you see over here, I've used a comma as well, meaning proper punctuation has been used in the right place because you're combining two sentences with a subordinating conjunction. In case of a coordinating conjunction, you haven't used any punctuations. It is not required. But in terms of a complex sentence, make sure add a punctuation at the right place to construct a grammatically correct sentence, else PTE will deduct marks. Previously, you had understood what are the types of sentences, simple, complex, and compound. Now, let's go ahead and look at the template, which will make things even more simpler. Now, this template has introduction, okay, place for idea 1, then idea 2, and then here is the conclusion. It is divided into 4 parts. Our template offers you few primary things such as development, structure, and coherence. Coherence means the flow of the essay. That is what you need to maintain in the entire essay. Now, you need to generate effective ideas and come up with supporting examples and fill them in the respective blanks over here. Another primary aspect is form. If you see the overall template, there are about 100 to 130 words. What you need to do, you need to add another 100 to 130 words. I've already told you that you need to write anywhere between 230 to 270 words for a good essay. Here, you would have to come up with another 130 odd words. That is all that you need to do to complete the entire essay. Now, utilizing the template that we had seen, let's look at an example. Here, the topic is all about, can education loan become a boon or a bane to a student who is aiming for higher education? It could be a opinion-based essay, whether it could be painful or whether it could help a student who is procuring an education loan. That is what the topic means. Here, I have structured the essay using the template such as introducing a subject, introducing more details about the topic itself, and then generating idea 1 with a supporting example, then idea 2 with another supporting example, then finally concluding the entire essay. Now let's understand more details about the essay itself. Here, whatever you see in black text is all about the template, and whatever words that you see in red text is all that I have filled in the template. Now, I have generated ideas accordingly and written them in the respective paragraphs. Let it be introduction, idea 1, idea 2, and in the conclusion as well. Now, let's understand the introductory paragraph. Here, I have reframed or rephrased the topic itself. All that I've written is whether education loan can benefit a student or not. It could have various contrasting conclusions that one can arrive at this topic. That is all that I've written, meaning I've rephrased the entire topic itself. Next, let's look at the second and the third paragraph. It is very similar in structure. Let's understand the second paragraph first. Now, in the second paragraph, I have generated my first idea and I have written a supporting example, and then I have written a conclusion for my first idea itself. So basically, you would have to generate an idea, come up with an example, and then write a conclusion for the same idea that you have generated. Here in the first idea, what I have written that it will help students for higher education. I've given an examples as well, right? What is the example? If you do master's education, only then it will help the student secure a better job. And then in the end, I have written a conclusion for the same idea, telling that an education loan provides a cushion for a student. So this is how I have structured my second paragraph. Similarly, you have to structure your third paragraph as well by generating a second idea, giving an example, and then coming up with a conclusion for your second idea itself. In the end, coming to the conclusion paragraph, I have reframed or rephrased the same topic itself, just like the introductory paragraph. Now let's consider another aspect of essay writing, which is nothing but form. PTE will penalize you if you have written less than 200 words or more than 300 words in an essay. The ideal words is nothing but 230 to 270 words. That is the ideal word count. Here in my essay, I have written about 250 words approximately. The entire template is 100 words and I've added approximately about 140 to 145 words. So overall, about approximately 250 words essay has been constructed over here. Looking at the example, you can spot a slight difference over here. Let me go back to the template and show you. In this template, I have completely skipped this last sentence in the conclusion paragraph. You can skip this completely if you have generated enough words, just like me, have generated about 250 words in my essay. So I have completely skipped this line. But if your topic is difficult or if you cannot generate more words, you can add this entire sentence in your essay in the exam. Now that you have looked at an example, let's go ahead and revise everything with golden rules. First and foremost, write grammatically correct sentences with about 230 to 270 words. Less than 200 words or more than 300 words will be disqualified as an answer by PTE. The ideal range is anywhere between 230 to 270 words. Next, memorize the template structure and write your ideas without deviating from the main topics or the subtopics. What is main topic and what is subtopics all about? Here, generating effective ideas is very, very important based on the main topic. What is the main topic? Your question. That is the main topic. What are subtopics? Idea 1 and idea 2. For each of these ideas, come up with examples and conclude them respectively in paragraph 2 and paragraph 3. So in the end, if I have to put it in a nutshell, it is nothing but idea, example and conclusion for the second paragraph and the third paragraph too. Next, use about 5 to 6 minutes to proofread your response. PTE will give you 20 minutes of time to complete the essay. Now, in the first 14 to 15 minutes, use it wisely to read the topic and come up with your ideas and fill it accordingly utilizing the template that we have offered. In the last 5 to 6 minutes, make sure to proofread for grammatical errors, spelling errors, and vocabulary errors. These three are very, very important to be checked while you're proofreading your essay. Next, coherence, spelling, grammar, and form should be your highest priorities to score maximum amount of marks. Moving ahead, you can use any template which is well structured, but avoid writing few keywords about the topic. If you do so, PTE will disregard your answer and will give very, very less mark. Next, coming to the practicing part of writing the essay. While you are practicing, I would recommend you to initially start constructing simple sentences. Then start constructing compound sentences where you need to combine two simple sentences. Then come to complex sentences so that your way of writing will improve day by day. This is how you can practice writing your sentences. Last but not the least, avoid using any grammar or spelling assisting tools at any cost. It will never improve your skills. Instead, preferably use Notepad while you're practicing your essay. Alright folks, we have come to the end of this video. In case of any doubts or any queries, make sure to contact us on the WhatsApp number or on the email ID mentioned right below. We will offer you free consultation services or one-on-one individual classes. On this note, it takes a lot of effort to make such videos, so make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on your notifications for more such engaging videos. On this note, I wish you all the very best for your exam.